Hello, everyone. Baxter here with you once again. I want to welcome you to our fifth or sixth recording about the divisions of the Bible, as you see here on the board that I have here. We've been doing a series on this here because many people say that they are confused about the Bible and how it's laid out and all the different things and stuff. And trying to do this series to help us understand the progressive path of God's people from the beginning of time all the way up until the end of time. And that's what this is about here. As we do see, we're talking about the divisions of the Bible. And these are man-made times, but they are times that we can use to identify circumstances that goes on throughout the scriptures, and it can identify us where we can recall certain things when we're trying to teach or learn or compare or contrast, whatever it might be. And so a recap real quick here on some of the things that we're talking about. That the division of the Bible is, first of all, you have the Bible as one whole book. Okay, so that's what it means, a list of books. That then is divided into two, which is going to be the Old Testament and the New Testament. Then that section, those two sections can be further divided into three sections. Two of them are the Old Testament, the patriarch age, where you have those times of the fathers who ruled the households and so forth, and they took care of things, and that's Abraham and Jacob and Isaac, that group of people through there. Then they come to Mount Sinai, where they came out of Egyptian bondage, and this is under the Mosaic law, or the time of Moses, as they refer to it, all the way up here to the cross. Whenever Jesus died on the cross, then that put us into the New Testament, which was exactly under the Christian age, which we are now under. Now, there's several divisions back here before Mount Sinai, and I encourage you to go back and watch the videos over here that I've already created here that you will find on my YouTube channel of Baxter Cribs, or on the Church of Christ Facebook page under Church of Christ in Waycross at Tebow Street in Riverside. Watch those videos because we're talking about the 16 divisions of the Bible that we can physically identify as we go through the Bible. So last week we ended up that we have done, that we under Moses here, we ended up that Moses had died. He went upon Mount Pisgah, and there he had died, which ended the period time of wilderness wandering, or them wandering for 40 years in the wilderness, in the desert, so that all those people then that sinned against God would die off. And now we have all the people that are left, the new people, to come into the thing. So what we're going to look at today here is going to be Conquest of Canaan, is what we're calling it. And that means the land of Canaan had been promised to Abraham way back over here, and now the time has come to take that land, okay? So this is what this is about. So now that Moses is dead, we need a new leader. Joshua has been Moses' right-hand man, his assistant, his everything throughout this whole 40 years. And so God comes upon him, tells him he is going to be with him and help him. He's going to be the new leader. And when you go in there in the book of Joshua and you read about this, how God showed the people that this was a chosen person to lead them into the land of Canaan. And so then from this point here, what we have is he says, okay, now we're going to go over, but first let's send some spies in there once again. Remember, that's what got them in trouble before. But now, this time, they're sending some spies in there. They're going to go to the city of Jericho to scout it out to see what they can do. While they're there, they're about to get caught. This woman, Rahab, and we call her Rahab the harlot because that's the word used in the King James Version. I don't know that means that or not, but anyway, that's there. And so Rahab hides them and helps them to escape, and they go back out, and they tell them, here's what's in the city, here's what happened with this woman. So when we get there, here's the agreement we made with them, with her. Then the people prepare to cross the Jordan. The Jordan is flooded at this time now. And so what he's going to do, he's going to tell them what to do. The Ark of the Covenant's got to go first, and they're going to get themselves together. Going to take several days to become purified. And as soon as this Ark of the Covenant, the priests are going to go first, and whenever they step foot into the water, the Jordan River backs way up down here like a big wall of water, so that again, these people walk across on dry land. It's very similar to the crossing of the Red Sea. they're going to walk across on dry land. They're going to get stones out of this, and they're going to make a monument on the other side saying, here's what happened. When your children ask about this and these stones, what do they mean? Here's what you're going to tell them was the event. Then they go and they get settled down. And at this point, once they cross over, there is also a circumcision that goes on throughout the camp because these people have wandered for 40 years. You have a new group of people that have not been circumcised, and God says, to be with my people, to be of my people, this has to happen. They sit down and take care of that issue before they move anywhere else. Then, and I hope I got all this here on the paper here for me. Let me tilt this down a little so we can see it. Uh-oh, have done messed up here. Let me get this back. Get ourselves back up here. There we go. Sorry about that. Might not have got nothing out of there. It looked like it to me, it did. All right. Anyway, so they cross over here. They cross over the River Jordan, take care of all those things. Then it's time to start the war. God's telling him, here's how this land now is going to be your land. You're going to divide it between the 12 tribes, but you got to go in and conquer all the people. You have to take care of them, kill them off completely, was his words to them. That did not happen, of course, but they went in. The first city is going to be Jericho. This is the great story where the walls fell down flat after they marched around 7 days and blew the trumpet, and the walls fell down. And so this is the beginning point of the war campaigns. Goes on for about 7 years, if I remember correctly, that they overtake this land. When they do get through, they divide the land between the 12 tribes. Remember I told you in a previous session there was actually 13. Levi, the tribe of Levi, their Levitical priesthood, God said, I'm going to take them for myself, does not get a land. They get what we're going to come over here to this side here. I didn't have enough room, so I brought it over here, okay? They're going to take, and this is down here, cities of refuge. 7 cities is going to be theirs. And refuge is going to be where people go to get, to escape what they think might be an injustice, or if they get an accident happens, they go there to escape the penalties of neighbors and friends and so forth, and they're able to go abide by the laws. They had to go to one of these cities to do that. This is also where the Levites were at. Then it goes on down, and we have Joshua then is going to charge Israel. At the end of his book, he gets through and he gets them all together before he sends them back home to their place, because now you're going to have 9.5 tribes on this side here of Israel on the Jordan, and the 2.5 tribes are going to go back on the other side where they originally started out at, and they're going to inhabit that land there. So this over here is going to get divided into 9 pieces. Before he lets them go, he's going to tell them, remember to serve your God. He reviews all God done for them. He tells them, and this is where that statement that we all come, choose you this day whom you will serve, whether it be the God on this side of the floods or the gods here in this land. He's telling them, make a choice. Be committed to serving God is what he's after, really. And so he's challenging them to be obedient. Of course, in our next section, you will see how they went through 15 cycles of not being that way over a period of, what, 1,500 years? Something to that effect. Anyway, after he does that, then Joshua dies, just like Moses did here. A leader was gone. A leader was gone. Now they have no leader, okay? But their king is actually God. But they're going to turn away from that. They're not going to like that. They're not going to have that, even though that's what God wants. People are going to reject God, even though he's telling them not to. So that, my friends, is this discussion for today about the conquest of Canaan and the 16 divisions of the Bible. Go back, if you will, like I said, and look at those things in the recordings that I've already made. And if you'd like to have a copy of this paperwork, I'll try to get one posted on the video of YouTube somewhere, or either download it off my Facebook page here at the Church of Christ, Tebow Street in Waycross, Georgia. Or if you prefer, you can contact me. I have a Facebook page as well, and I will be glad to email this to you. Anyway, I hope this has helped out with you to learn something about the historical side of the scriptures and how it's laid out. If you have found this helpful, if you will, please share this with somebody that they might could also be able to learn a little bit about God and to understand the scriptures. It's not that difficult once you see how it is actually laid out as a history of God's people. We see the mistakes God's people made, and we see what they did that made God happy, and we see how God responded to that. And so if this has helped you some, I hope that it has. Please share it with other people. Make a comment below wherever you might find this. It should be on both places that you can do that, or contact me in other ways that you can find me. I'm in several places on the web. That's BaxterCribs.com, a blog. I have Baxter Cribs, a Facebook page, and I have Church of Christ here, and a YouTube channel under Baxter Cribs as well. If I can help you, please let me know. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next video.